Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our show. Forewarning, there is going to be lots of cursing, lots of offensive stuff. If you're any kind of religious nut, you're going to be extremely pissed off at all three of us, and you might want to suicide bomb us by the time we're done. But who knows? I'm Eric Jones. To my right is Michael Bentz. To my left is Michael Boggs. But for the purposes of the show, we're just going to call him Boggs, so it doesn't get too damn confusing.
Word. I'm Boggs.
Yeah, I'm the elder statesman, so fuck him.
So we have 4 segments. The first one's going to be a free-for. Then we're going to go into a scientific theory lesson. And then we have Michael Bentz with Christian Nation.
Yeah, well.
And then I'm going to give you the most boring-ass lecture about economics you could possibly stand.
Yes. That's when me and Michael are just going to shut up and let you just talk.
Yeah, and don't worry about it. We'll edit most of that out after you leave before we put it up on the web. So
yes, very much so.
I'll try to make it exciting. Next time I'll bring a hooker in. Maybe that'll be my segment.
I'll tell some
could do
Facebook
that.
stories.
The illegal economics of prostitution.
And you could just have her do just like little sexual noises in the background, just kind of throw people off every once in a while.
Background.
Yeah.
Foreground, buddy.
Look, you don't want it to overpower my voice. This is very sensual right here. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and heavy breathing really will fuck up the volume, the levels on here.
Oh, yeah. You mean with the hooker?
I would hope with the hooker. I don't know what else we're talking about.
Hopefully not mine is what I was getting at.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, free-for.
Okay.
Basically, we're 3 dudes that don't like a lot of shit.
True.
I would say that out of everything we could possibly like, what do we even like?
Nothing.
I don't think we like anything.
I mean, I'm just
Michael,
like
what do
looking
you
at your
like?
We
face
love-
and I'm saying I hate it.
Well, we love our freedoms.
That's true. I
What
guess.
freedoms?
And hookers.
I want to drive my car a certain way.
To be
Can't
fair,
do
none
that.
of us have any of us bought a hooker. I've never bought a hooker.
Yeah, actually, and that's something we can get into later. That's a story.
That's a whole nother segment.
We're gonna bring it. Actually, yeah. Well, myself, I am probably by far the only one in here that's completely still thinks that government does have a purpose. Just from what I know about these two.
I'd say that's accurate.
Hardcore liberal, atheist, and see, I'm my late 30s, married with child, served in the military, work in the financial industry. So that's pretty much my background, where I'm coming from. Eric?
I mean, if you're the political one,
Let's go,
he's the
man.
economic one. What does that make me? The cute one?
No, the gay one.
The gay one?
Yeah, you always have to have at least one gay or minority. So
Or
you're gonna have
fat.
to
You want to be the
gay
fat one or the gay one?
or the fat gay one.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Twofer.
fat gay.
Well,
Definitely go in there.
We turn the free-for into the twofer.
Eric is our minority. He's the redhead, so he's our minority on this.
Ginger. Only a ginger.
Ginger, sorry.
Can call another ginger ginger. Don't forget that.
That's from Tim Minchin.
Yes. I completely stole that.
That's definitely Tim Minchin.
But if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's pretty damn hilarious.
It is fucking hilarious
But
what Tim
I'm
Minchin
dead
says.
fucking serious.
Oh shit.
Don't you
Don't
dare.
fucking mess with the G word.
See, even saying the G word is bad.
Is it?
Yeah, because then you're putting it in my head. Now I'm having to say ginger.
That's an excellent point you bring up.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I will never fuck with the G word.
So,
Shit,
anybody
I said
reading
it
any
again.
good books? Anything interesting?
Yes, but you're not going to like it because we've already had this talk, and it's the Hunger Games.
Did we have that talk?
No, we didn't. Well, we did it. Well, we kind of didn't. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
It was
I just heard the storyline, and that's all I really needed to hear. It was done.
He's under the impression that it's like strictly for 17-year-old girls.
Yeah, it's the tween books. It's like Twilight and other shit like that.
It's more violent than Twilight.
I haven't seen the movie or read the book, so.
Well, I went
I'm
and saw
out
it with
on
my
this.
wife, and she was. First off, it's annoying to go see a movie with somebody who's read the book, and then the whole fucking movie just goes, that is not how the fucking book was. There's like this one part where she finds this little pin. This is from the Hunger Games, so we avoid any copywriting. She finds a little pin, and Amy turns to me and she goes, she had to go through this whole process to get that stupid pin. That pin means more. And she just starts going off on this thing. And I was like, honey, I'm missing the fucking plot. Just shut the fuck up and let me watch the movie. We'll talk about it after the movie. And she did that basically every scene. So way to fuck that book in the ass, Hollywood.
Well, that's pretty much what they do with every book.
Yeah,
I mean, has there ever been a movie where you've seen it and you go, you know what, that was better than the book?
never.
Yeah, pretty
Never.
much all of them because I don't read the fucking books.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Damn. Hey, Michael, fucking read.
There we go. If I read it, it's something that they're definitely not going to make a book out of, so or a movie out of. So, you know.
Well, have you started reading that book that I let you borrow?
I have, and I have not got very far.
Because I know this fucker won't read any book
Dude,
that I let
I
you borrow.
I tried.
No, I mean, I'm definitely into it. I'm going to get on it and stuff. It's just I am the great procrastinator. And plus, I've got, I've got a life. I got to support my family and
Responsibilities.
yeah, I mean, I'm
It's
putting
always the
together
excuse.
fucking entertainment for the masses out there and research for the show. I mean, god damn it, give me a break.
I did not research for the show.
Well,
Yeah, we know.
I know, I'm
Mr. No
such-
Notes.
I don't. I have your notes. I do not have my
again.
notes.
There is an editing process, so we'll
Yeah.
be fine.
This is show one. Who gives a shit?
I do.
No, that's both of my companions look at me like, "Fuck you, bruh."
Oh, and Eric forgot to introduce the show. He just started yapping
Well, we
like a fucking bitch.
haven't even had a fucking name, okay?
We need to come up with one in the next 5 seconds.
Okay.
Don't ruin it. And we're going to do a theme song, too. That's another thing. Boggs didn't prepare for the show, and he didn't fucking write our theme song.
Nor did I bring
So
microphone
he's really
stands.
fucking up.
5 seconds are up, by the way.
Oh shit. You know what? Let's just go with intellectual saviors.
Okay.
We can always change it.
We
We
are
can't
the...
always
So if you're
change it.
listening to this, and the name on the podcast is different than that, that's because we changed it after the fact. So fucking deal with it.
Yeah, you're just going to have to
Basically.
suck it up and lick it up. That's
Oh,
right.
A Kiss reference. Fantastic. What century are we in?
Next time, I'm referencing No Doubt. Don't speak.
No, we do not reference No Doubt. We don't do that here.
Eric would not bang Gwen Stefani.
Ugh. No, thank you.
Dude, I have to say, man, I'm kind of with him. She fucking pisses me off, too. I think I'd
I
rather
get
fucking
it.
punch her than fuck her.
I get it. I get it. I get it. I
mean,
get it. But it's still a millionaire chick pounding you.
So?
I'll
Yeah.
take it.
So what about like some old lady that inherited a whole bunch of money? You'd bang her just because she's a millionaire?
How much are we talking here?
I mean,
1 million? No.
You're insinuating that they're going to pay you.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. I like it.
Dude, if you get married and then you like kill him or something.
Yeah, that's not the argument. The argument is if you'd bang them, period.
Okay, well, I would get really drunk first. Hey, it turns out the drunker you get, the hotter they get.
and it could
No,
turn out well
I completely
for you.
disagree with that.
Oh, yeah, marathon man.
Hey, that has nothing to do with me
Yeah,
being
we're,
drunk.
we'll do the sex talk later because I got
Yeah,
my horror
that's
stories for you.
another segment.
No, but it could work out. I mean, look at Tom Arnold. He was a piece of shit stand-up. He started banging Roseanne and married her. And now look at him. Well, now
True.
don't look at him now. But I mean, 15 years ago, he had a career for a while. I mean, he got rich off of it. So.
Not that this is related, but I love John Goodman.
What the fuck?
I see the tie in there.
Yeah, because of Rosie.
Yeah, I got the tie in.
By the way, she is a total bitch.
Roseanne Barr.
From what I've heard and from what people have said, yeah, she is.
Not
If you're out
surprised
there
at all.
listening, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah, she's going to listen to our fucking show.
I will say, though, you know how I found that out? Magic.
Oh, my God. Here we go with the magic shit.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Okay, so Mark Rosewater was, I think, a writer for their show. He's like the lead designer for Wizard of the Coast's Magic the Gathering set, and that's how I know, because he had an article up about how he dealt with Rosie. And he only, dealt with her once, but she was really mean the whole time.
No, maybe she was.
Did he deal with her by using magic cards?
No,
and
he wasn't.
his mana?
Bro, he wasn't on the design team.
It could have been that time of the month, man. I mean, cut her some slack. Everybody has their bad days. I bet
Nails?
she's a very sweet woman.
Yeah, she looks like it.
Blank stares, really? Okay.
Okay.
All right, whatever.
Oh, fucking Rosie.
So anyway, I think we've kind of decided format of the show. We'll do a little free form at first because these two assholes work together. I don't deal with them, so I'll probably only see them the once every couple weeks if we decide to keep doing this. And when the masses call for more, then we'll definitely be keeping it up. But I think we'll do a free form. I think we want to hit on major topics, a lot of political, a lot of religious topics, maybe current events, maybe some infotainment, because, I mean, who can't fucking, deal without some fucking Kardashians talk. So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we'll definitely hit that. I mean, we've already hit on
Gigantic
fucking
asses.
Roseanne Barr, for Christ's
Ooh.
sakes. I never thought that would come up in the first show. So that's kind of the format of it. I think we're going to try and hit a couple topics, 2, maybe 3 apiece show. riff on it, fight with each other, try not to break shit so we have the equipment to do the next show.
That's a big deal.
Sort of need that.
Yeah, and I think,
Otherwise, it's just going to get terribly expensive.
well, not for us. I mean, this is all Boggs equipment, so I really don't give a fuck.
Thanks.
I think Eric's gonna start the proceedings. He's got his discussion points, and he's gonna wow us all with his knowledge, and then we're gonna try and fucking poke him like a fucking bear and get him fucking riled up and going off on us because we don't know.
It's
shit
not really
about stuff.
wowing you with my knowledge. This is pretty basic stuff that you learn in junior high that everybody seems to forget whenever they graduate high school.
Well,
I don't think forgetting is the right word because I don't think a lot of people learn it.
Okay, true.
yeah, I mean,
No, you definitely learn it. They teach it to you.
Oh, they do.
You just
Telling you is one
soak
thing.
it up,
but
regurgitate it, and forget it, and then so later in your life you can go, oh,
is that how they go?
Yeah, I think he's right. They teach it, but it's.
I
one
know
of
they
those-
teach it. I just don't think a lot of like I've sat there and
Well,
you know.
what they do is they hit it. It's like your lesson course for the week. Hey, what's this fucking topic? You learn it, you take the test, you don't deal with it ever again because it's not on the tax test or whatever your state test is. That the kids have to fucking take because they only teach to the test, so it's not really that important.
Yeah.
So.
oh my
It's a
god,
lot
did
of
y'all know
bullshit.
that they wanted to do that in college?
Why? That's ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. I think it got shot down like a bad Ferris wheel.
Hell
too,
yeah,
like-
How the
should.
fuck would they do that in college?
I don't even know. I was like, how the fuck can you? But I remember when I was I was like a sophomore in college. I was in my history class, and she had even mentioned that she was like, in your state legislature, they're considering doing college standardized testing, and every freaking college professor on there was pissed.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
It is the most ridiculous thing ever. And to be fair, and to think about this in terms of like public schools, if it's not good enough for your higher education, why the fuck are you doing
Yeah.
it to lower education?
First and foremost, standardized tests have nothing to do with education whatsoever. They
Well,
have
to me,
everything
it
to do
feels
with
like-
schools getting funding.
Well,
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
that's
yeah.
it.
according
That's
to
all it
the-
is. That's why you teach for the test, and you don't teach stuff like critical thinking and other really important stuff that kids need.
Well, I was going to say, according to the state, Board of Texas, our fabulous state, they say that critical thinking should be taken out of school. So,
Yeah.
What?
oh, you didn't see that, the Republican
No.
state platform, but it was an error. They didn't mean to put that in. It was an
Whoops.
oversight. Oh shit, we put that
Whoops.
to take out critical thinking.
Yeah, we're just gonna
We were
try
just-
and.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a private thing. We weren't actually supposed to
Yeah.
put that out there for the public to see.
That was our
bad.
agenda. We didn't really want you to know about it because then we knew that you'd come up and vote it down. So, anyway, kind of went on a rant there. Scientific theory. I'm pretty sure if anybody has ever argued with any kind of creationist about evolution, they bring up it's just a theory. Which bothers the holy crap out of me. And yes, I do have holy crap. So,
I think that's very ironic to say you have holy.
just to give a summation, so a hypothesis is an educated guess based on observation. It's pretty self-explanatory. You're looking at the world around you and you're making the best educated guess that you can possibly have. But usually a hypothesis is only supported by a handful of ideas and experiments and not like a general mass like it's gone through peer review. A scientific theory summarizes a hypothesis or a group of hypotheses that have been supported by repeating testing. And that's critical, absolutely critical. When you come up with a hypothesis, it has to be redone, retested, and then reaffirmed by multiple different sources. So people in separate labs, people with their own math or whatever it may be, and they come up with the same results. If they don't, it sticks as a hypothesis and you have to start from scratch. If they do, then it becomes a theory. And a theory is pretty hard to refute because it can't not be. I mean, obviously everything in science can be refuted as long as science has been held up to the highest standard. And then it becomes a law, which is almost like that's pretty much set in stone is what a law is. And it just generalizes the body of observations. And at this time, no exceptions have been found by the law. So there have been some exceptions in evolution, but that are keeping it from being a law. But those are within the area and the hypothesis of evolution. So creationism is completely separate. And creationists try to use this as a guise to undermine and belittle the idea of evolution when they don't understand that the things that are being put into question on evolution are very minuscule, minute things that don't really pertain to, the Earth being 5,000 years old or some stupid crap like that. Because everybody in the scientific community, besides for a couple of nut jobs, knows that that's just a load of shit.
Well, actually, that's false, Eric, because there's a museum that has
really?
been set up.
Yeah.
I think it was in Tennessee or Kentucky, I can't remember, and they specifically show where humans rode on the dinosaurs, and we all know, that was about 5,000 years ago or so. That was.
Are they affiliated with the same scientists that have their own peer review? Because
you don't
the
worry
actual
about that.
peer review doesn't correlate with their belief structure.
Don't worry about the evidence to support that. What you need to know is that there's a museum, goddammit, listen to me, that shows it and demonstrates it. They even have the goddamn statues of the cavemen on the dinosaurs. I mean, why would they do that if it's not true?
It
makes
if you're willing to build a statue about it, it must be true.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. It's just like a statue.
Unless
of the
it's
Ten
wax.
Commandments.
Is it animatronic? Does it move around?
I think
Like
it
little
does. I
hands?
think it does. I want to look that
Move
up because
back
I
and
think we
forth?
need to make a pilgrimage there. We need to go there, and we need to do a
Do
show
a
from there.
podcast right in front of the fucking museum.
From right outside. Interview people as they come out. So, what do you like best about the exhibit?
How do you feel about the statement that you might just be a fucking retard?
Yeah.
That's what I would say every time.
Yeah, that's a load of shit is what that is. I mean, let's go to Jesus Land down in Florida while we're at it, too.
Now, actually, that does look like a good time. I've seen the clips of that, where they actually go through the thing where the Roman soldiers are whipping his ass through the town and stuff. To me, that's hilarious.
They're whipping
I'd love to
Jesus,
see
by the
that.
way. Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus.
Okay. You just said
Flogging.
him.
Yeah, they're flogging him.
So yeah, I
like
have
a
to say
fucking baby
too,
seal.
on the note of you saying it's hard to get a hypothesis to be a theory, it's really fucking hard to get a
Yeah,
hypothesis.
it's very,
to be-
very difficult.
There's so many, like, when I was at my university that I will have nameless, I remember doing, like, just even simple biology classes. They would go through, like, what you had to do journal entries. Just journal entries. That's all it is. And you have to get an entire peer review people to get through. And then they talk to the board of directors for that journal, and they say, either, A, this shit is terrible, and you may as well just scrap it, and then they never get back to you because they're busy. Or B, this needs to be printed right now.
Yep.
It's pretty much either one of the two. And it's definitely like, and it's everybody in that field that is an expert in their field. Those are the people that review you for any new information you would ever put in a journal. So, first-hand experience, it's very hard to get through a journal.
Absolutely. And
There's a lot of math.
that's the whole point. The
There's a
whole
fuck
point
ton of
is
math.
that any jackass can have a hypothesis. Anybody can come up with an idea. But to actually get into theory to where it's being written in scientific journals and it's gone through the rigors of testing, that's huge. That's massive. So to debunk something by saying it's just a theory is the worst argument ever, and it clearly shows that you know absolutely nothing about science and you have no idea what you're talking about, and you should just shut the fuck up and leave me the hell alone and admit that I'm right.
Wow. Eric just slamming the victory dick in there.
Damn
So,
right.
Eric just dropped the mic and walked off. I think he proved his point.
I'm right, you're wrong, fuck this, slam. Click the telephone. Fuck you guys, I'm going
And I mean,
home.
I'm sorry if it doesn't, conform to your ideas, but honestly, like, when was the Bible written? Like, it was written so long ago, way before science was even science. Like, they didn't have any idea. I mean, come on, they thought wind was a magical thing. I mean, are you shitting me? They thought the earth was, they didn't even know how big the earth was, and then when it got later into the dark ages and shit, they thought the earth was flat and all that other crazy crap. But there's no science in the Bible. There can't be. So to somehow correlate science with the Bible is just completely irrelevant and stupid. Quit trying to argue science with the Bible. It's not going to happen. It doesn't work. It doesn't fit. If you want to believe this stuff, go ahead and believe it. But don't tell me that the earth is 7,000 years old and God made everything before he made, or made light before he made everything else, which we know by physics that that's impossible. Impossible.
It's a particle and a beam. You know how weird that is?
You have to have stuff in order to make the light.
Bitches.
Yeah, man, I concur, man. He doesn't need fucking light. He's God. He didn't need to see.
Yeah, to be fair.
So,
Who the fuck are you arguing with?
yeah, I mean, we're on your side, man. Don't hurt us.
Not even that. It's just, it doesn't matter.
So yeah, that's what I got.
You just shot your wad there in like 10 seconds? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we can just keep talking about that. You want to know how DNA testing is done? Fuck yes.
Well, I don't want to get too involved with it because then we can just talk for fucking.
Well, we
5
can just
hours.
let the comments on our Facebook page pile up about how wrong you are. And then
Well,
we
I'll
can troll
get into
the
other
shit
things.
out of everybody.
We can get into DNA later. We can get into those enzymes from those
That's so good.
Africans. And we can go a little bit deeper in evolution, and then we can get into some other stuff as well. I don't want to go too
Well, on the
far
note of,
into
like,
it because
On the note of like laws and theories that are built upon things, to be really clear on that, like you can either support a theory or disprove a theory. And that's the thing I think people don't get is like why is it such a weird argument to like even talk about creationism when it comes to evolution? Because science doesn't give a shit about creationism.
yeah,
Creationism.
that's why they don't argue with them.
It's not testable. There's no. How do you test that? Like, I don't have a cell phone number for God. I don't.
Yeah, and that's precisely the book that I gave him is all about. It's called God, the Failed Hypothesis. And it tries to put the idea of a God into every scientific space, and it just falls apart at every seam.
Yeah.
It just cannot
Who's
hold
the
up.
author for that?
I cannot remember. I'll have to put that up on our website. And we'll definitely have to give him mad props because it is a very good book.
I forgot the damn name of it. What the hell is it again?
It's God, the Failed Hypothesis.
Is that a colon or a semicolon?
Don't you fucking worry about it.
It better be a colon. That's all I'm saying.
There it is, right there.
Let's see. Author Victor Stinger.
Victor Stinger.
Victor Stinger.
Vic?
Yeah.
Vic?
If I see you in a bar, I'll beer you, sir.
And it's great. It's great. He clearly shows how science just disproves God. And I'm not saying that there is absolutely definitively no God. There's no way that I can say that. But I'm saying that if you are making a claim, you have to show proof. The burden of proof is not on me. It's just like in a court when it comes to prosecution. The prosecution has to show the proof. They're the ones that are insinuating that something happened.
Well, the only thing I can say is there may not be science to back it up, but I have faith.
I bet you do. I can see that little twinkle in your eye.
Oh, dude, I got a story for you about that.
So
Later.
anybody who knows me, if you feel free to debate me, I'd love to, but you're going to get crushed and destroyed by my knowledge. So
Oh my God.
yes, it will happen.
Eric likes whipping his metaphorical
So-
dick out on the table and
Mhm.
slamming people
For
with
I
it.
definitely do.
For the 5 people who ever listen to this, we'll give our Facebook page, and then you guys go on there and you can just rip Eric a new one.
Yep, do it.
That's fine.
Do it. All right.
I'm not nearly as leftist as you assholes are. I'm Republican.
I think you are. You just not as you're not as crazy as I am about it.
You're pretty damn fucking insane.
You kind of
man.
just don't give a shit.
I really don't.
Say fuck everybody.
Yeah,
I-
that's one
I
difference
pretty much do.
between
say
me
that.
and Eric. He wants the collapse and the end of society to happen while he's still on this earth. Like,
And you want it later, like after you
I
die.
want it to happen literally the day after I die. I want
Well-
to see it starting so I can kind of like say, yeah, bitches, this is what you get. And then I fucking die and then shit goes to hell and then I'll have to deal with it.
Well, for a long time, we did have this area where God wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't that. I mean, people had their faith and everything, but it wasn't like shoved down your throat day in and day out. And now it just seems like we're trying to go back to the dark ages where it's just God is everything. We don't need to read books. We don't need to go to college. We don't need to have an education. We just need to say fuck it all, pray, put everything to God, and that's it. And I'm sorry, but that's a horrible mentality, and that's going to put us so far behind with everything that we're trying to do technologically, scientifically, and even philosophically. I mean, it just holds us back. That's all it really does. I mean, it is emotional solace for people that require it.
Yeah.
I completely understand that. That's fine. Just don't try and put it in my politics. Don't try and brainwash little kids in schools.
Jesus camps.
Yeah.
Don't do that shit because it holds us back. We could be so much further if it wasn't for things like the Dark Age.
Yeah.
Be
and
careful, dude. You're flirting with Bioshock right now.
And I hate to keep being the devil's advocate against you, but you know there's a war on Christianity right now in the United States.
Yeah, right.
So
The overwhelming Christian nation is being persecuted by the like 3% that don't believe in.
you know they won't even
mean,
put up.
come on.
They won't let the little manger scene be put up on
Oh,
you know,
boo
city
hoo.
courthouses and shit like that.
That's so sad.
City Hall. So
I think that's a good segue into our next segment, actually.
Do you guys want me to go next?
Yeah, let's do
We
it.
got like 6 minutes left for Eric to rant about
Nah.
not actually science.
Let's
but-
go on. Let's go on.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure we'll go off.
I'll
topic.
get way too deep into the shit, so
Uh,
it'll be just another segment for another show.
basically, since this is our first show, I think-
Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
We're just cliffhangering the shit out of you guys, so you have to keep buying our product.
Yeah. Yeah. Is he gonna fucking wake up in his all dream? We'll find out next episode. I figured since our first show, we might as well start off on a foundational argument, which is, is the United States a Christian nation? And I mean, let's face it, it's, you got a lot of people that say it is, you got a lot of people that say it doesn't, and they have the quotes, they use. Well, the First Amendment says this, First Amendment says that. Oh, sorry. You guys got me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that.
You are such a bitch.
I'm so
You're
sorry.
not really just a bitch. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's start over from the beginning of the show, since I got the mic up now.
We're back to the we're back to the free-for.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So anyway, I wanted to point out first, the basic documents that start this country: our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence. And these are the only quotations in all of them that signify anything to do with a religious sense or a God, although Christianity, God are never mentioned at all in any of these three documents. We're such a Christian nation, you'd think it'd be all over the fucking thing.
Not so much.
Yeah, exactly. I'll start with the Declaration of Independence. There are 4 references that are contextual to a higher power in the document. The first one, there's a line that says, "The separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them." There's only one place in all 3 of those documents where God is mentioned as God. That's that. The second one is, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator and with certain inalienable rights." Okay. Of course, they mention Creator, not God, not Jesus.
Creator could be parents.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty ambiguous. The third one is, "Appealing to the supreme judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions." And the fourth one is, "And for the support of this declaration with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence." Those are the only quotes that are listed in the declaration that have any connotation toward a religious aspect or a God. Now, in the Bill of Rights, there's only one item, and that is, "Congress shall pass no law respecting an establishment of religion." And then in the Constitution, there's one line that says, "No religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States."
You hear that, Christian nation? You don't have to be Christian to be president.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, but the Republicans want to make sure that you have to at least have business acumen in the background. So you don't have to love God, but at least you got to know how to run a fucking business. That's going to be a new one. But
Play golf a lot? Because that's all they really do.
that should be another one as well.
We'll talk about that in another another cliffhanger.
That'll
Oh my
come up.
god.
But I think the thing is, especially with the First Amendment as well, where after they did the amendment to it, and they added in that the religion shouldn't be, there shouldn't be an established religion for the nation and stuff. I think a lot of people, it's easy to take those quotes and manipulate it and say, well, they do bring up the Creator and they bring up God, and they do say that there shouldn't be any basically discrimination against people's religious rights.
Yeah, but that's so vague, especially when they don't specifically mention Christianity
Well,
or any other religion.
Oh, definitely, and
Not only that, but you look back at quotes that a lot of the founding fathers had, and then other things that they had written or wrote to each other. It clearly shows that, yes, they did have some kind of belief in a deity, but as far as a specific religion, they were completely against religion in any kind of state form.
Well, bear in mind, too, the reason we came to America to begin with, in terms of, Western Europeans, escaping the Church of England.
Yes,
was
but
an
a lot of
escape
people
from
also
religion.
take the whole religious freedom thing into that. But there's a clear distinction between the Pilgrims and the founding fathers.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's
Very
fine.
clear distinction. But a lot of people they think that the Pilgrims coming over here for religious freedom is what it was about, and whatever. and that house somehow makes us a Christian nation.
Well, yeah.
No, it makes
complete
us
shit.
trying to not be one.
I'm just saying,
really, you know
people
what I mean?
use that argument.
Well,
Yeah, I know.
And like I said, most of those quotes come from the Declaration, the ones that actually say, like the Creator and do mention God. The Constitution itself originally had no, it said nothing about faith.
Yeah, the
nothing about
Constitution
religion.
says nothing about a deity or religion. It
The
only
first
says that
am-
there shouldn't be a test.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
the First Amendment's the one that says Congress shall no pass. They had to go and add the amendment that said Congress shall pass no law respecting an establishment of religion. Now, yeah, it's not saying we're an anti-God country either. I mean, it doesn't go both ways. It's not like I'm an atheist. I'm like, oh, look at that. No fucking religion. Fuck you, Christian fucks. You know, we're not supposed to have it. That's not what they're saying either.
It's just impartial.
It is. I mean, they came from a place where there was an established state religion, and they saw what that did. And when they came over here, they said, look, we have Puritans, we have Christians, we've got Catholic. They have so many different forms. They're like, we're not going to put one above the other. This is going to be an equal society. Everybody's going to have their own rights to do what they damn well please.
And that's the point.
You have your religion. That's your faith. You are free to do your own thing.
And it should not get itself involved in politics.
And it's not, and I mean, we'll go through them. You know, we've already discussed it, and everybody's heard some of the quotes, you know, from some of the founding fathers that are, you know, they sound a little, you know, religion bashing, but we'll go through some of those a little bit. But I mean, the fact is, the majority of them were religious guys.
Yeah.
That did this.
I don't
mean,
doubt
they
that one
have
bit.
religious backgrounds, and I'm sure a
obvious
lot
from
of their
their
morals and
writings.
ethics are definitely within the writing, and that's why you have some of the things you did. But they left, like I said, they used Creator or God. You know, God could be many gods. You know, God is very ambiguous because they know that people should have these rights, unlike where they came from. They want to make that an establishment. I think people try and read way too much into it, you know, as a
Well, I mean,
for or against
honestly,
argument.
why would Thomas Jefferson try and teach Jesus to the Indians if he didn't want it to be a Christian nation?
Don't fuck with me right now. I'm getting to that. We'll get to that, and that's something. I know there's a couple different Christian arguments about, you know, well, they do prayers before Congress back in the good old days, and, you know, and Thomas Jefferson allowed Bibles to be used in public schools. And
He also sliced out a lot of sections of his Bible.
yeah, well, that's another thing. And then also, like Eric brought up, there is a Northwest Ordinance treaty that they had signed where they're trying to move Indians off of land and convert them from basically being Indians where they go out and hunt and gather to turn them into farmers so they can limit their land and take it away from them. So they're trying to civilize them, and they tried many things, offering up a lot of stuff. And they put a group in charge of this. And Jefferson basically said, you guys do whatever you need to. And one of the things they turned to was trying to turn the Indians into Christians, put Christianity, you know, put them through that, because they figured maybe they could civilize them, then they actually could talk them into, like, look, this is what we need you to do for the betterment of
Yeah, because you need
everybody.
God for morals, right?
Exactly. And Jefferson basically put the communities like, do whatever the hell you have to do. It's not like he endorsed it or told
Because the
them.
Indians were such horrible people
You
for
need to
fighting
go-
back from people taking their land.
Yeah, so, I mean,
Those bastards.
that's a misnomer. And then, but I mean, even the argument, you know, that like agnostics and atheists will throw up is the separation of church and state. And of course, that's not listed anywhere in the Constitution or anything as well. I mean, that's another thing where Thomas Jefferson wrote a letter to a Baptist church in 1802 in a letter, and he quoted, this is what he said, that a hedge of wall or separation between the garden of the church and the wilderness of the world. I contemplate with sovereign reverence the act of the whole American people, which declared that their legislature should make no laws respecting establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, thus building a wall of separation between church and state. So that's where that came from. And of course, that was, you know, talking 30 years after the fact, or 20 so years after the Constitution was even, you know.
Yeah, but he's defining the terms that they put in there, and he's
Yeah.
saying it's a wall.
And that's where he's explaining it. So, I mean, that's where people get that. But, you know, it's another thing. It's like, well, you could take this and say this is what he meant. It's not in there. So you can't use that as an argument. You can't say, well, it says creator. It says fucking God. It says, you know, you can't, the government can't keep you from establishing or, you know, anything against religion, blah, blah, blah. This is why.
Yeah, that's why we have Scientology and Mormonism.
Well, exactly. Well,
Ouch.
we'll definitely get on those another
Doesn't
time.
matter how fucking crazy you are.
Is it bad that I've been both of those things in my life?
I don't even
Yeah.
know what to say right now.
What are you, Jim Caviezel?
I don't even know who the fuck that is, dude. You're
Jim
dating
Caviezel.
yourself.
He was the actor in the Passion of the Christ.
Was
like-
he Mormon?
No, he did that movie because he was Christian, and then he became a Scientologist. So he did another movie called Outlander, which was really fucking crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah. Kinda funny.
Interessante.
So yes, your Jesus is now a Scientologist.
Don't say Tom Cruise. Never mind. It doesn't matter.
No, we don't give a shit about him. He's crazy enough as it is.
But going on from the fucking Jesus Christ, man. And we will-
Train wreck, Michael Sagman. Yeah.
No, you're not. We're definitely gotta. Goddamn, we gotta spend some time on fucking Scientology and Mormonism. That's fucking some. That's gonna be some fucking hour-long show of bashing shit right there. We're gonna.
Well, I actually have a friend that was converted, or not converted, but she was baptized Mormon, so we can definitely have her on the show. And
Oh, we will have her on.
I mean, she's no longer practicing, obviously, but it's pretty funny and goofy, some of the crap that they believe.
Oh,
Should I say on air what happened to me in high school?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll let him finish this time. I'll do
No,
mine.
go
Did
ahead.
somebody take
I want
Okay,
to
so-
stick their penis
No,
in
I
your
already
nose?
told you. I told you the day we met. It was my girlfriend in high school when I
Oh,
was like
this
a
shit.
sophomore. Dated me. She was Church of Christ. Dated me to save my soul. Literally
Yeah.
dated. I finger fucked that girl too. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. So yeah, she dated me. Tried to get me into her church, and like, I got as far as baptism. Actually, I was like scheduling a baptism with the church before she was like, I'm over you. I'm done. Thanks though.
Was that part of God's plan
Maybe it was part of God's plan.
for you to finger fuck her and then get converted?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
yeah.
God's plan.
I mean, really, for a Christian, that's a great day. But yeah, that's something. And then the shitty part to it was after she did that, I actually stopped going to that church and like canceled my baptism. Said fuck this. And then she, like 6 months later, calls me and is like, "Hey, what's up?" I was like, "Why the fuck are you calling me?" Well, I heard that you weren't going to church anymore and that you didn't get back. And I was like, really? This is the shit you're gonna? And that's when she told me she only
I'll
dated
let
me
you
to do
touch
that.
my boob if you believe in Jesus.
That's actually happening though. That's the real sad part to that is now your daughters are literally trying to fuck guys into the church.
Dude, I probably would still be in church if that was the case. Or actually, I would just be like always not like unconverting and then converting back.
Wow.
I'm a non-believer.
We
when you
have
told me
have great morals.
I was just say, well, it's also like
I
that.
believe.
like
and
I
then
told
I'd just
you-
break up with her and then find another chick that does the same thing. I'm totally kidding. I have more morals than most Christians do. So fuck off.
Okay. And so, like I told him, he got a raw job anyway, because when she tried to get back in his life, he should have said, look, I only got to fill you up last time. I want at least a fucking hand job or something if I'm actually going to go through with it.
At least
so.
negotiate. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he got fucked on that one. I mean, not literally, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously not.
Because then
Clearly.
he'd
You got to
be,
tease.
he'd be baptized Christian
I
right
probably
now.
wouldn't
His,
even- yeah, I
his soul
probably
would be
wouldn't even care.
saved. And then just me and Eric would be burning
Chilling.
in hell for eternity.
You wouldn't even be on this podcast though because I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't have all the gear.
It would just be even more of a fucking rim rob job. We'd probably have 2 fucking shitty computer
Yeah.
mics plugged in. They're just really fucking up. Then I could not speak into those mics.
I'd have my like Xbox mic.
Yeah, there we go.
That's
I'd
a
have-
good one though.
I'd have
Fair.
a fucking gaming mic on. It would be just fucking going to town.
Everybody would have a lisp. Anyway, keep going, man. Sorry.
No problem. Okay, so on the separation church and state thing, this is one thing I want to bring up. As far as like the Supreme Court goes and for judicial cases, that was basically that letter and that quote helped basically bring apart what they call the Establishment Clause. In a case, Reynolds versus the U.S. in 1878, the court. This is the court's thing. In that case, the court examined the history of religious liberty in the U.S., determining that while the Constitution guarantees religious freedom, the word religion is not defined in the Constitution. We must go elsewhere, therefore, to ascertain its meaning. Nowhere and more appropriately, we think, than to the history of the times in the midst of which the provision was adopted. The court found that the leaders in advocating and formulating the constitutional guarantee of religious liberty were James Madison and Thomas Jefferson. Quoting the separation paragraph from Jefferson's letter to the Danbury Baptists, the court concluded that coming as this does from an acknowledged leader of the advocates of the measure, it may be accepted almost as an authoritative declaration of the scope and effect of the amendment thus secured. So basically they're saying Jefferson was the biggest player in the goddamn document. He came out later and said, this is what we meant. Therefore, that's what the law means, or that's what the words mean. So he's even saying, he said it was a separation of church and state. Therefore, the courts decided back then in the Establishment Clause that that is exactly what it fucking meant.
Absolutely. And the most damning evidence of all of that.
Yes, and this is my favorite one. And this is something that I knew of, and I was so giddy when I told Eric about it. I'm sure most people probably don't know this because people are fucking ignorant.
Yeah,
But,
they just take what their preachers tell them and try and shove it up your ass.
well,
Ouch.
if it's a Catholic church, then they
They
really are
literally
trying
do
to shove
that.
it up your ass.
Well, only if you're under 12.
And
Only if you're
and
under
male.
12.
That's true.
And male.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
No vaginas.
That's weird, isn't it?
That's well,
Well, because they can't be with a woman.
yeah, it would
But
be.
there's nothing in their documentation that says they can't be with a little boy.
That's right. It'd be against the God for them to be with a woman.
And I mean, we'll have to pull up the quotes later, but I mean, the Bible also talks about, taking little kids for your own and all that stuff. So
Greeks, baby. Greeks.
There you go.
yeah.
Man, the good old days, right?
Right.
So
No.
the
Gross.
no, I didn't.
Disgusting,
I
dude.
didn't. I meant
What's wrong with
just
you?
because that's when Christianity wasn't under attack. That's what I was
Jeez.
fucking talking about, dude. I don't know where your head's going.
Down.
So anyway, in 1797, the United States Senate ratified a treaty with Tripoli. Now, I love this. Now this, Eric's getting so excited over
we
there
just
right now.
derailed Michael just making sex jokes.
I'm just gonna fucking read the part of the actual treaty itself. It says, as the government of the United States of America is not in any sense founded on the Christian religion,
Boom.
not in any sense founded on the Christian religion, and then it goes on to lay out some more stuff, as it has itself no character or enmity against the laws, religion, or tranquility of, and then it starts talking about Muslimen and the Mohammedan nation and stuff, which are Persian Muslim Arabs, and all that's bullshit. Nobody gives a fuck about it because that's in the triplet. But the thing that's the most important thing is that first sentence. The United States is not in any sense founded on a Christian religion. Now, this treaty was ratified. Now, this is what I read later. I found out, and this is what gave me a fucking hard-on, too. Actually, I was jerking off before I came over here to this fucking proposition I read.
He still had like a stack of dimes whenever he came over.
Yeah, I mean, it sucked because I was
Why not quarters?
I had to...
Dimes.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on, dude.
All right.
give
It's
me-
radio. Nobody knows. Quarters.
Give me fucking
Stack of
quarters.
Quarters.
In Article 4... Fucking dicks. In Article... Oh, wait. I
shit
get
balls.
this right. I'm fucking up here. Article 6, Clause 2 of the United States Constitution says, any ratified treaties are considered the supreme law of the land. Therefore, the Treaty of Tripoli confirms the United States government was specifically intended to be religiously neutral. What that's saying, fucking retards, it's like an amendment. Amendments, when they're ratified, they're changes in the Constitution. Therefore, they supersede the Constitution. So, because this is a ratified treaty, therefore it is superseding the Constitution. Boom. That's it. We are not a fucking Christian nation, so fuck all of you.
Pretty much seals the deal right there.
That is it. And I could just start off with that, but it's just more fun to go through all that
And you
stuff
know-
and bore the fuck out
The
of you
thing,
assholes.
the thing about that too is, and frankly, when you think about anyone in that, is I don't really want this nation to be any religion, period, because there's so many of us already living here. There's every religion here possible.
Yeah.
Why would you want to be able to say, okay,
Well, now that you bring that up, let's hear these stats. Now, I do want to throw this at you real fast. The adult population, this is adult population. Now, this census is from 2010. There are 228 million adults. Let's face it, that's subjective. I mean,
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
we're
anytime you
talking
take
mentally or fucking, by age.
Yeah, I
but
know plenty of 50-year-olds that act like they're fucking 15.
173 million of those are Christians. That's including your Catholic, Baptist, Methodist, Lutheran, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
all
the fucking way
sects
down.
and creeds.
Whoa,
yeah.
Catholics are Christian?
Technically,
they're
yeah.
Christian.
I'm-
You believe in Christ.
They're a version
It's
of it.
no. It's an inside joke. I'll say on the air later. But basically, a lot of Christians don't realize that.
This
I've
is not
actually
a
heard them
fucking joking
differentiate.
matter, all right? This is serious fucking business.
We're fucking
I'm
serious
so
now, damn
goddamn
it.
sorry.
This is what I want to point out. And this made me a little happy. I can now. They have atheists and agnostics separate. I mean,
It's kind of all in the same thing.
It's the same
It really
fucking
is.
thing. Like we always kind of joke. You know,
It really is.
you're agnostic until you're like you find you're just like I'm just gonna be honest with you, I'm a fucking atheist. I mean, there's really no such thing as an agnostic. If you're agnostic, you're fucking atheist.
I mean, yeah, and even the most hardcore of atheists is not gonna, if you push them hard enough, is gonna say there is no God.
Yeah.
They're gonna get to the point where they say, all right, I cannot say that there absolutely is no God,
Yeah, exactly.
but there's no evidence supporting that there is.
It's just like
And
your
that's the
theory.
point.
As of
That's
right
the
now, no God is my theory. When you fuckers can prove it otherwise, good luck to you. Then I'll fucking be a believer. But
Well, I'm not even
ain't
making
gonna
a
fucking
claim.
happen.
I'm just going based off the evidence. I'm not claiming anything.
I know exactly, but as of like I said, 2010. So I think we've grown a little bit since then.
Right.
3.7 million atheist agnostics in the country. That is more atheists and agnostics supersedes Jews, Buddhists, Muslims, Hindus, all put together. So we're fucking kicking the Jewish asses, the Muslim asses. So we're coming on, goddammit. We're not caught up to the Christians by any means.
Well,
but
I think Muslims don't want to say they're Muslims around here because
not in this country. I mean, granted, there's more Muslims than there are Christians in the world. But
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
we're just going United States. Fuck everybody else. United States.
Yeah, go team USA.
We're number like
All right,
11 or
assholes.
something.
Riff on something for a little bit, and then we'll get back in this because I do want to throw out a couple other little things, just for shits and giggles. So you guys tell your fucking fun stories now, Mr. Joke Man.
I'm gonna go into my economics section now
Okay.
because we're
Oh,
46
fuck.
minutes in. Ha ha ha! You fuckers.
Fuck this shit.
Lost your shot.
I'll be real quick though, because
We don't
most of the
Economics
information
is boring as fuck
yeah, basically
and irrelevant.
No, it's not irrelevant. That's the shitty part is that it's very, very, very relevant, but it is boring because it's all math and
Yeah.
numbers and there's no hard-ons or sex or anything like that.
It's only irrelevant because we
I
have
will.
money.
I will at some point on the show though. This is a really good cliffhanger. We'll talk about the economics of illegal activities like prostitution and drugs and such, and what we feel like
And
those
how we
should be like.
completely legalize them and tax them.
We'll get there. I'm not telling you my opinion because if I tell my opinion, there's no fucking cliffhanger. Jesus,
Well, that was my opinion.
it was
So
magic. All right, so
screw you.
whatever, dude.
Jerk.
Anyway, so today, like I have a fucking class, I wanted to talk about a really, really, really misconceived piece of economics, and that is that free markets reign. Now, you can say in a very loose term that the United States is a free market situation,
Very
but
loose.
like a horse vagina.
Yeah.
But it is not.
Like- The shit looks like Mothra.
Ooh, I don't even know what that means. I don't know why I'm saying ew.
Chewed up bubble gum.
Oh.
Jesus.
Different
I-
kind of wind chimes.
I can't. Wow. Chewed up bubble gum.
You ever see meat curtains flapping in the wind?
Oh my god.
That's our fucking economy right there.
There's our economy. But anyway, the point of
Yikes.
that is like,
Boom
and the reason why this
the
is
bitch
relevant.
has been used and abused.
The reason why this is relevant is people like George Bush. This is the
And Mitt Romney.
junior, and Mitt Romney probably believes this too.
Yeah, he
Is
wants
that-
to have a whole bunch of deregulation.
Oh yeah.
Whole bunch. Because,
Well,
you know,
they firmly believe that the markets will take care of themselves. So I think one of the best ways to attack that argument is to just ask yourself a very, very simple question. Do you have a market? And to answer that question, you basically just have to look at determinants of things that they hold to. Like, for instance, to have a market, you have to have a supply and a demand. Real simple. Well, anytime that you can refute determinants of those, it's really simple to see that you don't have a market.
yeah,
I'll give you
you
a
can
great
manipulate
example. Exactly. Like when you talk about like determinants of supply, there's a lot of them. Well, there's like 5. But the one that's most important for American economics is number of sellers of products. When you think about Walmart as a company, there's no fucking way there's a shit pile of competitors against fucking Walmart. It's fucking Walmart. It's the largest company. Is it in the world? It's the largest company in the world, isn't it?
Yep.
It's definitely the most. And that's the thing about having a market. If you have one company like that makes decisions that affects other companies, there's no way that's a market, because anytime that they make a decision, they can undercut you. they can just raise their price because they don't give a shit anymore because it's fucking Walmart and everybody. Like, think about them as a company. They've done so much to just be like, you want an oil change, milk, clothes, gas, porno? Do they have porn there? They don't have porn there, do they?
No,
No.
I think they have good Christian values.
Yeah.
Ooh, no, they don't. They don't pay their workers
Dude,
shit.
I don't fucking know. Well, that's
know that-
is good Christian values.
That
I
is
don't-
good.
I don't know
That's
if
just
they-
good business.
I don't know if they
Cheap
still do it, but I know that in the past they used to not have like audio CDs that had any kind of curse words or profanity.
That's
yeah,
true.
I don't know if
that,
they
that
still
was
do it,
true.
but
Yeah.
they
I don't think so. I think I can get curse words out of
and I
there.
know that they actually even at one point like they were such a powerhouse when it came to it that they were able to get people to like
Yeah, people used to put out the dual versions
Yeah.
of their CD. They'd put out the clean CDs just for Walmart because that was, like you said, it's such a
Jesus. Yeah.
huge block. They knew if they didn't
Yep.
put it in Walmart, I mean, they're losing.
Well, Walmart can
hundreds of
push.
thousands of-
Walmart pushes literally everybody they buy things from around.
Oh, yeah.
Period. They'll, and that's the thing is
certainly
like that is not a market.
even a powerhouse like Apple.
That is. Oh yeah.
has to
That
bow
is an
down.
oligopoly. That's exactly what that is called. Is an oligopoly. When you have few sellers and a giant buyer base, which is basically the general public at that point for Walmart, it's not a market. They don't base their prices on things like marginal cost, which is what your supply curve is. It just doesn't happen. By the way, everything that I'm referencing here is literally intermediate macro theory from Casey Washington's class at the University of North Texas, just in case anybody has any questions.
Yeah, and when he didn't tell you what college you went to earlier, don't fucking read into that or anything.
Fuck.
Wah, wah. We have editing.
Busted.
We do have editing, but we can't take that out because it's copyrights. Anyway,
True.
I love you, Casey. You were such a badass instructor, even though you failed me.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a whore. I
I
mean,
know.
she sounds great.
She denied me use of. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll get onto that later. That's another story I'll get into as my final in that fucking class. But anyway, I love how like I'm supposed to take a credible stance and I failed.
Yep.
I came back
Oh,
at
well.
one though. But yeah, that's the thing is like when you look at things like George Bush's policy with Iraq. This is why I wanted to bring up stuff like this because it is such a founded principle that the markets will take care of themselves. Well, Bush's entire policy when they went into Baghdad took it over. They said, you know what we'll do? No taxes. They don't have taxes. Markets will take care of themselves. They'll rebuild the whole goddamn country. Fuck.
Halliburton did.
Well, frankly, and well, I've already explained this to them, so they're going to be like, God, you are beating this fucking dead horse raw. But for you who are listening, when you walk into a country like Iraq that's just been completely uprooted like that, and you have the assumption that markets will take care of themselves, they missed a real big fundamental to markets, and that is this. And I'll explain it exactly how I explained to them. You're a business owner. You walk into Baghdad. You look at this hill. It's a perfect fucking hill for a factory. You go, oh, I'm going to put a factory there. It's close to all these shops. I can go get whores, I guess. I don't know what the hell Iraq sells. Down the
Goats.
street,
They sell
goats.
goats.
I sell you 7 goats for the price of 12.
And little trinkets. And 1980s
You're next to all
American
sorts of
rock music.
residential people, so you can have a really good labor force there. And you turn to all these people and you go, who owns that land? I'm going to buy it. 17 hands shoot up. And you're like, I don't know who to buy this from. I know what I'll do. I'll go to the Office of Records. Oh, fuck, we blew it up. So naturally, you can't really put a factory up because you've been denied property rights. And that is something you absolutely need to have any sort of business structure at all, including a market. And they didn't properly do that. They just missed all. And this is the scary thing to this is these are economists that they hired that said this is the plan of action you should take. Where the hell are... That's so basic. That's what I learned when I was like, I don't know, a freshman, a sophomore in college. Like, don't you have a degree? You have a degree in fucking economics. How the fuck did you not see that? But, I mean, even if... And that's the thing is like...
Well,
the
you're also assuming that it's going to be fair, especially when they completely
not.
allow American contractors to go in
Oh,
and
no.
do bid
Well,
and
past
do
that,
bidding
though,
on buildings and stuff like that.
From what I've heard, I'm
That's
not
not going to
bash...
stimulate the Iraq economy
No.
at all.
I'm not going to bash the economists per se, though, because I will say, anytime a politician goes to an economist and says something like, what happens if I do this plan of action? A lot of times they say the fucking world ends, and they go, okay, I'm going to do that kind of thing right there, and they just go on and they don't listen. So, but I do know that their economists on the right side do think that markets will take care of themselves, and they completely overlook the fact that they're assuming things.
Those are the ones that they hire. Because they
Exactly.
tell them what they want to hear.
And that's but that's why I want to debunk that is because that is such a fundamental flaw. It has literally wrecked economies overnight because they didn't property rights. That very, very key thing is such a huge deal. So, yeah, like when you talk about things like
So wait. Are you endorsing some kind of like control or
Oh my God.
regulation.
Maybe we should fucking regulate.
Are you some kind of socialist? What's
Yep.
wrong with you?
Yep, sure am.
Yeah,
Yep.
the simple idea that two competitors are going to play fair with each other is complete and utter bullshit. Anybody
Yeah,
who knows
pretty much.
anything about anything that's competitive, people are going to cheat. And they're going to try whatever they possibly can to come on top. And usually they're the ones that do, because they're the ones that play dirty, and they don't care.
Yep. Pretty much.
It's a good point, Eric.
Yeah.
Such a good point.
And they're usually really moral Christian people that are doing it too.
At least they're fronted that way.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that could
But yeah,
be
like-
fun. It could be a, like, look, me, I'm good, I'm Christian. You got to believe what I say.
Well, the bigger you are, the more money you got to donate to campaigns, and then you get your foot in the door. It's like we're talking, me and Eric are bullshit about this earlier. We're talking about the things, with Walmart. Anytime Walmart comes in a fucking city, they give them all these tax breaks, all these deferred fucking taxes, and they basically just
Especially in
they
small
fucking
towns.
jerk them off.
Small
fucking
towns,
bring
it's a
them in,
lot worse.
give
If
them
it's a big
every
city, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, they give them every advantage that they could possibly have.
Because they want a fucking Walmart there.
Yeah, because they're it's going to bring jobs and this and this and this. It's like that's fine, but then you have the small mom and pop businesses, and they keep going out, and people complain about it. It's like, well, they're not getting the same advantages. You know why? Because they're not a fucking billion-dollar corporation that can fucking give all this money to these campaigns, so they don't get regulated, and so they continue to get these fucking bonuses. It's like they say the system's rigged, and there's no fucking doubt about it. I mean, just look at the way the policies are set. The system's terrible. I mean, it's gone downhill ever since probably about starting in the damn 60s. It's really taken a shit dive. And in the 80s, it just fell off a fucking cliff with Reagan deregulation. And
well, that's the thing about markets is everyone believes that that's not even true. What you just said is not true because we're in a market and there's competition.
yeah,
I'm like, guys, I have news for you. Walmart doesn't have a fucking supply curve. They don't fucking base it off that. They don't go, oh my God, Target is selling their milk for $3. I gotta drop my fucking prices. They're not doing that. That's not what they're doing. What they're doing is they're fucking you in the ass. So that's what my segments are gonna be. You're getting raped.
Yeah. Big corporations fucking us in the ass. We'll talk about that right after we talk about the legalizing prostitution, so at least it'll roll together.
Yes.
Somebody's getting fucked in every segment, one way or the other.
There's a lot of sex in this show.
We'll keep it consistent.
So just a couple of spoilers before we get back to you. I think in the next couple of shows, we're going to try to go to a scene in a bar where we're not in a studio section. I'm not really sure how we're going to do it yet, but we're going to fucking do it because I want a goddamn beer when I drink. Can I say that? I can't say that. Okay,
Yeah.
say it.
You can have.
We could have a beer right now.
You can have a beer while you drink.
I got beers in the fridge. They're not good beers, but they're beers.
Yeah, that is something we discussed, doing the real show and then fucking getting lit and coming back and doing like an additional 15 or 20 minutes just fucking ripped, so you can see how brilliant we really are.
Yeah.
So
We're a bunch of assholes.
We might just do it. We should probably do like legitimate, handful of shows or something, to build up all of our listenership so we can get it from like 3 to 6 people. And then have
I know I'll be listening.
Have the fucking drunk show,
So we got one listener right here.
Yeah.
So then we could call that show particular the Intellectual Drunks.
I'm going to have everybody I know download. I say, you don't even have to fucking listen to it. Just download it so at least it looks good. It looks like somebody's fucking listening
just
to the thing.
pretend. Just make believe.
2 minutes.
I got 2 minutes?
You have 2 fucking minutes.
God damn, dude. Are we timing this to the fucking second?
Yeah, I wasn't aware that we actually had like a time schedule.
Okay,
Don't
let's go 60-15.
Don't you fucking tell me how long I can go. All right, this is America. This is America.
Although you kind of probably do need to tighten it up because I got to take a massive shit.
Oh.
See, I did that before I came over, so.
I'm kidding. Go as long as you want.
That's what she said.
I'm going to skip some of the shit because it was just minor stuff. I just wanted to kind of bag on fucking stupid Christians and stuff. Christian nation. Fuck you, bitches.
Told you you're
Treaty
gonna hate
Tripoli,
us.
motherfuckers. No, I think the only thing I wanted to bring up is, and this would be more of a topic to go over in another show. I mean, because we could really spend a lot of time on this. Because of this myth about Christianity, our whole system of laws and our country being founded on it, how much of a part it plays in social policy, foreign policy, and the effects that have on us. So, I mean, that's something I really want to go into later, but there was one thing I did want to kind of fucking bring up, and this is, it's a little relevant on it because it's with the elections going on right now. All the parties put out their little platform saying what we stand for, this and that. And us being good Texans, I pulled down the Republican platform for Texas, and this is what they have to say on religion. I'm just going to read a couple of the lines from it. Our nation was founded on fundamental Judeo-Christian principles based on the Holy Bible.
Lie.
But don't worry about that. You just calm down over there.
I'm just pointing it out.
These are facts. It's in fucking writing.
Oh, yeah.
The party affirms freedom of religion and rejects efforts of courts and secular activists. Oh, is that where we are? Are we kind of secular activists now that we're doing this?
I guess sorta.
We're activating on secularism. Okay, who seek to remove and deny such rich heritage from our public lives. Our party pledges to exert its influence to restore the original intent of the First Amendment of the United States and dispel the myth of the separation of church and state.
Lie.
So that's what the Texas party platform says. So they're going to dispel the myth of church and state.
Yeah, because all that
Wonderful.
stuff that we just said is complete and utter bullshit.
Don't worry
you
about
can look
that.
at our references on our webpage.
Don't worry about that, because they say right here that our nation was founded on the principles based on the Holy Bible. And I like that. Now, that's Texas, and we all know Texas is fucking right-wing and wacky as fuck. So I pulled up the national platform.
Oh, God.
Theirs is a little bit. It's a little bit fucking more low-keyed. It says, we pledge to respect the religious beliefs and rights of all Americans and to safeguard the independence of their institutions from government. We support the public display of the Ten Commandments as a reflection of our history and our country's Judeo-Christian heritage. And we affirm the right of students to engage in prayer in public school events in public schools and to have equal access to public schools and other public facilities to accommodate religious freedom in the public square. Now, I'm just going to stop and say, they keep using the word public. No, that's exactly what it says. We're not going to establish a fucking religion for the public. Privately, yes. That's why you have private schools, because people want their kids to go to these fucking whacked out Christian schools, so they go to private schools. You can't have it in public
you have
school.
a private business. You can put the Jesus fish on the store or whatever you want to do.
It's like the same thing with the Ten Commandments. You can't put it in front of a fucking courthouse. All right?
But
That's
at the
public
DMV,
funding.
no.
And
Can't
then
have Bible handouts.
we need to do that. If we go to the bar, we'll hand out some Bibles. Those people fucking need it. Okay, then it goes on to say, we assert every citizen's right to apply religious values to public policy, and the right of faith-based organizations to fully participate in public programs without renouncing their beliefs, removing religious symbols, or submitting to government-imposed hiring practices. So they're just saying, fuck the Constitution. We say it's a religious nation, so we want to have fucking prayer in schools. We want to have religious groups making public policy, inserting themselves in everyday life, and then fuck the rest of Americans who don't subscribe to it, because this is what we say it says, regardless if that's what it says. So I love that. So.
And that has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that they want to start changing our policies as far as gay rights and abortion and contraceptions
and like I said,
so forth. It has absolutely nothing to do with that.
Well,
nothing at all, right?
I'd love to go into it, but we can't, because we're on a time constraint here.
No, fuck that. We're going into it right now.
Boggs is like, fuck this shit. We only have 2 minutes.
No.
We're 3 minutes over the hour.
So what?
We
Fuck you guys. I'm going home. Click. Just hit stop. I'm not going to do that. I'm just kidding.
drop the fucking mic and walk off.
I'll put a dent in it.
But that is something I definitely want to go over.
They have an agenda.
another
They
show.
want to control your life.
Yeah.
I know plenty of Christians that do use contraception.
And like I said, that's
And I
why
even know gay Christians. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but I do know gay Christians.
Dude, I know it. I just don't understand. Well,
But
I mean,
I'm
I
saying
guess I do.
these people, that is their agenda, is that they want to change the way you live, and they want to make things illegal that you use.
But aren't they against regulation?
No, they claim that.
They'll
No,
make-
only when it helps them.
Yeah.
It's
like they hate government, but yet they always want to be in control of it, so
Yeah.
then they can work the policies that benefit them. So.
Oh, man, you guys would... I wish we were on the
But
internet
like I said,
right now.
we're definitely going to go. We'll definitely go over this, because we could spend so much fucking time, like I said, going over how more. I mean, if it's more conservatives, of course, use Christianity to put their social agenda in place, mostly social, but definitely on the foreign front. There's definitely a couple things that really fucking kind of make me insane. So I think we can ramble about that for quite a bit of time. And Eric will get all upset and he'll get pissed and rant and rave, and it'll be fun.
Yep. Typically happens.
Yep. So it'll be good times.
He was a ranter.
Get a little heated.
We should talk about next time how you're a marathon man too.
That'll be a later show. We talk about
That'll
Marathon
probably be
Man
the
and how
bar show.
corporations
That's going to be the
rape us in
sex
ass.
episode.
Song of Solomon, baby.
But I think we did good. We had some general topics to kind of get into it, a little bit about what we want to do in the show, and I think we'll build on this, and we'll do a little bit more specific oriented stuff probably in shows. We'll spend a whole show talking about how much fun gay rights are and stuff, and good stuff like that one time, you know, and how great Walmart is.
Oh, they're awesome people.
And how, like, the Walmart, the Walton family themselves fucking have more money than, like, 40% of the rest of of Americans combined. I think.
Yep.
I love that.
Ooh, another really good topic. And you'll get into this because it's all political, like. But that whole Tea Party movement crap.
Oh, yeah.
Love that stuff
The
because
fake,
it's
the fake Tea Party.
It's the guise of a grassroots, you know, small town, you know,
Yep.
people, just ordinary people coming up and starting these tea parties, when it is completely and totally funded by giant corporations and people with a shitload of money that want their policies in place
Yeah.
to pretty much rob you.
Pretty much the Koch brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 4 and number 5 richest people
Mhm.
in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're about grassroots, right? They really care about the common man.
They might have paid somebody to teach them the banjo.
Considering they
There
want
you
to completely get rid of the EPA, FDA,
Don't need it.
and a whole bunch of other regulatory systems, so then their large corporations don't have to use or don't have to pay the giant fines that they have for everything that they do with their gas companies and so forth.
We don't need the EPA.
Has nothing to do with that.
God gave us these resources.
It's all
to
about
use
Obama being a
the way we
Muslim.
want to.
Yeah, it's that. On the note of big corporations bending over the government backwards,
Yes.
we should totally talk about the right of corporations to own corporations at some point. Woo!
It's disgusting.
Dude,
It is disgusting what
so
they do.
disgusting.
Well, that, and then also we'll get into like how they can basically buy, or they could put in trademarks now for genetic materials and shit like that.
Yeah.
For the,
Well,
they do with the GMOs. So we'll definitely get all
Yeah.
that fun stuff.
We
But
can
some
talk
of the
about it a
people
later
realize
episode,
that-
but a big cliffhanger for a lot of people that don't know out there. But these bastards used the Emancipation Proclamation pretty much to create corporations as people,
Yep.
yeah,
and that was pretty much the end.
Yes.
They have
of it
every
all.
right you do except
Sit-
the right to vote.
Citizens United.
It's
baby.
gross, but we will definitely get into that further. So yes, corporations are people.
And we'll leave with this, I think, question of the week. How long can Eric go in bed? And we'll find that out next week if you tune in. So thank you for listening. Go fuck your mothers.
Whoa, I disagree with that.
You would sign off. Be like, I'm Eric.
Eric.
He's
Signing
Eric.
off.
Okay, we're signing off.
I'm just trying to make it as awkward as possible.
You did make it fucking awkward on me.
I thought it was too.
It was damn awkward. We're probably going to do that to each other a lot throughout the show.
Yeah, I really didn't get to make fun of you with magic a whole lot though.
We're not going to talk about that.
Oh,
I'm
no.
not bringing up I play Magic.
That bitch tried to say I had a goddamn thing of dimes in my pants.
Nobody actually brought up
Look,
that I
I
just said
changed
that.
it. We'll edit it.
Fucking
Stack
dick.
quarters.
We're not
Stack
editing that out. That shit's
okay.
hilarious.
Fucking dick.
All right, anyway, I'm Bongs.
I'm Mike.
I'm Eric.
Signing off.